Assalamu alaikum student. This is Dr. Samina Qasim, your Human Resource Management course facilitator. Today, I'm going to give you a lecture on training and developing employees. Key points in this chapter include purpose of orientation process, understand the training process, steps in training process, training need analysis, methods for identifying training needs, training methods on job training, training methods of the job training. Purpose of orientation. Carefully selecting employees does not guarantee they'll perform effectively. Even high potential employees can't do their jobs if they don't know what to do or how to do it. Making sure your employees do know what to do and how to do is the purpose of orientation and training. The Human Resource Department usually designs the company's orientation and training programs. Every manager, therefore, needs to know how to orient and train employees. Orientation serves many purposes to companies' new employees, such as to make them feel welcome, to make them understand what the organization culture is, to make them understand what their work and behavior should be, to begin with their socialization process, to make them understand companies' policies and expectations. The orientation process. The length of the orientation process depends on what you cover. Traditional orientation programs take several hours. The human resource specialist, or in the smaller firms you call them the office manager, usually performs the first part of the orientation by explaining the basic matters like working hours, benefits, and vacations. That person then introduces the new employee to his or new supervisor. The supervisor continues the orientation by explaining the organization of the department and by introducing the person to his or her new colleagues, familiarizing the new employee with the workplace and helping to reduce first day jitters, the nervousness, right? Supervisors need to be very vigilant, follow upon and encourage new employees to engage in activities such as taking breaks with the current employees that will enable each to learn the ropes and become productive. At a minimum, as in the figure you can see, an orientation typically includes information related to employees' benefits, personnel policies, facilities tour, company's organization and operations, safety measures and regulations, and daily routine. Now this figure tells about the new employees department and orientation checklist. If you click over here, you'll get all the details, right? Now the training process. Directly after orientation, training should begin. Training means giving new or current employees the skill that they need to perform their jobs. It might involve simply having the current job holders explain the job to the new hire or a multi-week hiring process. In any case, training is a task that the managers ignore at their peril. Having high potential employees does not guarantee that they'll succeed. They must know what to do and how to do it. If they don't, they will improvise or do nothing useful at all. Inadequate training can also trigger negligent training liability. Employers should confirm the applicant's employee's claim of skill and experience, provide adequate training, particularly where employees use dangerous equipment, and evaluate the training to ensure that it is actually reducing the risk. Now, training strategic context. What is it? It's the aim of the company's training program is to align the work performance and company strategic goals. That means the employer's strategic plan should ultimately govern its training goals. In essence, the task is to identify the employee behavior the firm will require to execute its strategy, and from that, deduce what competencies employees will need. Then put in place training goals and programs to instill these competencies. As one trainer said, we sit down and management and help them identify strategic goals and objectives and the skills and knowledge needed to achieve them. The accompanying strategic context features illustrate the strategy role in training and development. Steps in training process. Creating a training program involves more than contracting with an online training vendor and requiring your employees to take the course. The employer should use a rational training process. The gold standard here is still the basic analysis, design, development, implement, evaluate, ADDIE training process model that training experts have used for years. The first step training process include need analysis, instructional design, program implementation, evaluation, and validation. Now we look at each in the next step. Now, the training programs consist of 5 steps. First is in the need analysis step, identify specific knowledge and skills the job requires and compare these with the prospective training's knowledge and skills. In the instructional design step, formulate specific, measurable knowledge and performance training objectives, review possible training programs content, and estimate a budget for the training program. Implement the program by actually training the targeted employee groups using methods such as on the job or online training. In the evaluation step, assess the program's success or failures. The last step, which is there are certain skills needed by the organization, and for that, there will be certification training process provided to the employees, which makes them certified in the skills needed.